So the bottom line is that, right after signing these contracts, a very, very crazy situation goes down. About 2 weeks. Was it 2 weeks before? Yeah, I think it was like a week after. A couple days after Easter. Yeah, so somewhere around about that time period, something really crazy goes down. Even though it's getting warmer outside, the grass still ain't growing. And I'm being told to go cut this freaking woman's lawn because, blah, blah, blah. She's going to pay me. And she did. She paid me some decent money to go fucking cut the lawn that wasn't even growing. And I'm like, why am I even cutting your lawn that's not even growing? But there was old grass in the bag. And she's like, oh, go dump it out. And when I went to go dump it out, I freaking stepped on something that I thought was a bag of shit. Actually, it turned out to be a fucking human being. And the fucking stuff that ended up squirting all over my fucking leg was this orangey fucking orange, mainly orange, but like there's some green shit too. And I'm like, you motherfucker. You're all over my shoes. It's like, you gotta be kidding me, man. So it's like, basically I had to just, at that point, it's just like, oh, now you can take the money that we just gave you for doing work and you can go buy yourself new shoes, even though your shoes were new to begin with. You know what I'm saying? It's like, now you can just start where you started. Because that's another tactic that these fucking cunts do. Wow, man. Another type of person that if you see that happening, stab them immediately in the fucking throat. Okay? And they come more friendly, right? That's the thing. They're always so friendly until like you realize those are the type of fucking people that literally like beat up fucking yo, man. Like, wow, dude. I don't even want to go into fucking, wow, man. I can't right now. My brain, stay focused. Point being is that in doing so, I go and I explain this to the people inside the school where I'm going and talking about the whole dream walking thing, the whole, all of it, right? Okay. I was able to teach them some things that it seemingly they didn't know about easier access to doing what it is that they were doing. Like I said, they knew that it was possible. They just didn't know how I was doing it. And I don't really fucking even try to do it anymore because I am just so fucking overly disgusted with so much shit. Yeah, so the point being is like, I mean, I pretty much help them like step by step. And that's the whole point. It's like shortly after this, I signed those contracts in the beginning of that year. The around about Easter time of that year. Literally, that's also, and see, I'm forgetting about the fucking, but that's not. In other words, even though, wow, man, there's just so much that so the point being is where do I see the most fucked up shit going down? It's like I left out, oh, well, this kid tried to kill me, and this kid tried to fucking kill me, and this kid tried to set me up. It's like, and that's the whole point. It's like no matter how many times I try to go through all the shit in my head, it's like, what is taking priority? It's like there's so many different little pathways that start to fucking emerge from the branch of fucking crazy bullshit. But that's where that starts, because right around about Easter of that year, after cutting that person's grass, that's when shit hits, like, completely. Because when I described the stuff that squirted all over my freaking leg from what I thought was the bag of shit, which I could sit there and say, the way that these people would say it is, ha ha, he was a piece of shit. That's why you stepped in it. Ha ha. You know what I'm saying? And, yeah, it's just, that's the whole fucking point. It's like, something, it's like, That's the whole fucking point, man. These people, like, that's what I'm saying. It's like they wow. I'm not going to go into the fucking psychology or even the beginning explanation of the psychology that I see behind the bullshit, because that's why I keep saying it's bullshit, even though it's very, very real. Okay. When I describe this, they shut down the entire fucking neighborhood because they send a few scouts out, and the scouts find fucking that's not the only spot where there's bodies. There are bodies fucking everywhere. And that was a manipulated situation to cause riffraff amongst the intelligence community. That was to cause the riffraff in order to fucking literally, when the woman came in, she was like, we're gonna kill you. She's like, you did a good thing, Anthony, but you did a bad thing. And I didn't understand, like, nobody was explaining any of this shit to me. And that even goes back to the other thing that I skipped over. That's another major piece of all of what I'm explaining now. In these videos. Because within inside of me signing the contract, from being born to me signing the contracts, the only, how many fucking other things that were so important. In other words, that's also the freaking, the whole Perez situation. Where I turned Mr. Perez into fucking the richest dude in his entire fucking family. Giving him basically the fucking authority to then, at that point, turn around and fucking give the decree that if anybody tells me anything, that's punishable by death. But he can't kill me because I'm the one that turned him rich. But he could fucking sit there and torture me my entire fucking life, right? Well, let's not forget the Tupac thing, right? Prior. So now there is two somewhat separate plots going down, okay, that are major. So when I say that after signing those contracts, coming across that what now I understand is a fucking body. You know, it wasn't even told to me. It really wasn't even told to me the way, like nobody sunk that in my head. I really did think it was somewhat bullshit. Yet they locked down the entire neighborhood. They found an Indian burial ground, which turned out to be a serial killer's burial ground. All right. And that, that caused a lot of fucking insane commotion. Okay. Now I'm leaving out the me being kidnapped at 4, with my 3-year-old cousin. I'm leaving out, all of that. I just, it's just like which was bigger. So now that goes underway. Around about that time that starts to go underway, around about that same exact time period, basically that situation, what was said was that it would have taken probably over 13 years or so. For 13 something years or so. I forget the number that now, because I'm not even, with all the other stuff I'm trying to hold on to right this second, to be specific, it would take over 13 or so years, they said, from that point to even start with their entire force about 13 years just to start picking through the pieces. So they build a neighborhood just like Poltergeist movie, you know, with the fucking Indian burial ground. But it was, well, in that case, it was an Indian burial ground. This was an Indian burial ground with a serial killer's burial ground on top of that. So let's just let most of that sink in, and the stuff that I didn't even go into. But those are like three big main pieces. Oh, the plaque that I was given, the meeting around about the same time, is right about that same time I met freaking, you know, Tupac's mama. Yeah. So that was back in fucking, like, you know, right about that time period. Maybe a little bit before then, actually. Actually, maybe it was a little after then. Actually, it probably was a little after then. I'm thinking more like the summer of that year. Could it have been the summer prior? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Because it took a little while to fucking realize that the plaque had a fucking two-way microphone in it. So I'm thinking the plaque was given to me before this contracts, and then it was after all of this shit started going down that fucking I came across the microphone inside the fucking plaques. That fucking, you know, pointing that out to what I thought was the right people. You know what? There is no fucking right people at this fucking point in time. This is fucking crazy. This is fucking crazy, man. You know, this really is. This is fucking, wow, this is fucking crazy, man. And then to think, like, you know, the other things I'm leaving out, my jacket that Rayvon, before he passed away, brought up to me, literally, that was probably the last conversation me and Ray had, was when he brought up my lost jacket from, like, 5th grade, you know, 3rd grade, actually, 3rd, I got it right before I freaking left that school and went to another school. Got that jacket right before I left, and that's where it's really interesting that, like, right as I got that fucking jacket, all of a sudden, it gets fucking lost while I'm at my friend's house. Yeah. Yeah. And 34 years later, the friend that brings up that jacket dies right after bringing up the jacket. Never had a chance to tell him, like, hey, since you brought up the jacket, right, you do realize what van you're driving, right? Wow. Wow. Fucking wow. Wow. Which, you know, should be in a fucking police impound. Wow. Yeah, the last time, the very last look on Ray's face was that of, wow, I've just been used for the past pretty much 20 fucking years. Yeah. So that's way into that's not even, we're still back in 7th grade at that point, and the main plots that are underway, you know. See, there was some of it was training, and other things were not training. Those were things that I was doing on my own for everyone on the fucking planet that I never got fucking any credit or any real money for. That I mean, it should have been tons of money. Not nickel and dime fucking, oh, the kid can go buy a car money. No. Oh, so the kid's fucking 12 and he has his own yacht? Meanwhile, wow, man. Wow, man. And let's not forget about the fucking teachers. The teachers, after getting the just perfect SAT. And the fucking things that the teachers started to fucking, certain teachers started to fucking put in my head, like, Anthony, don't, we do like you, but you can't come off as smart as you are because you don't know what they do to the kids and blah, blah, blah. And there was that's what I'm saying. There was some good, I think there's still some sort of good fucking intentions behind some of that, but the bottom line is that, it's like when shit started getting even more crazy in my life and around my life, the teachers didn't know how to fucking, they wanted me to walk just like the people of the Bible, just like anybody else. It's like anytime I fucking meet somebody, they put me under such fucking insane scrutiny because I am not fitting their description. But then again, it's like, then I have to fit these people's description and these people's description and this person's description and this person's description because people are fucking psychotic. That's the end of the fucking story. It's over control. This is why fucking, it's like Lenny with the fucking puppy. All right, in the fucking Mice to Men. All right, the puppy, and then they fucking break the fucking poor guy. Fucking snaps the puppy's neck. He didn't mean to snap the fucking puppy's neck. That's what the people are. It's like with all of that said, and then. That's what I mean. It goes on, and on. And then there's also the plots that freaking, where certain people at that point were also planning to fucking swap me out. There was, this is crazy, man. This is fucking crazy, man. This is so fucking crazy. It's like, and the kid has almost no friend in the fucking world. Like I had friends. But then when everybody started getting fucking set up, it was the most insane fucking things. It was like, Anthony, we don't want to do this to you, but we have to so that we could say we did. It's like, wow. It's like, okay, what? We can't explain, Anthony. You got to figure it out. It's little things, man, that like, yo, wow. I mean, fucking wow. And then more and more down the line, and more this, and more that, and it's like, it's just fucking nuts. Now, throughout these stories is another plot taking place on top of that. That has to deal with a person who was obviously, that's why the stuff that I'm thinking of right now in my head, that is a big piece of that too, because the person that I consider to be Loki, all right, because every time I see a person that was looking like this, that he would show me a few things but not actually show them to me. That's the whole thing. It's like he gave me the name of, wow, man. And really, and then I'm thinking to myself, and I just had this talk with my friend yesterday, and it's like, so what the fuck? Because this kid passed away then, so now he had to be work, obviously, and that just lines up with everything else. Because if he passed away then, and then all of a sudden he passed away again, and it's like, even when I remember one of our friends coming up to me, I don't care so much as what my friend can remember. I mean, it helps, but not in the way that I can fucking literally go back. That's why I'm saying it's like so then this person was working for, and that's the whole point. It's like one of the people pulling the side strings. And then where does that tie in? Well, then if that person, more than likely they were working with these, so then they were trying to pull those side strings. So then it was a whole bunch of people pulling fucking side strings. And then the intel, like I said in the very beginning, was not going back to the right people the right way. So that when Anthony did the right thing, even in the wrong situation, Anthony was being said. So then it was like, oh, well, everybody does that one. That's the point. The whole time, maintaining that I'm still the guy, minus, you know, maybe I'm not so Jesus-like, right? Now, yo, wow. It's like the cross between being a kid with stuff being jammed into your head all times. It was, you know, it's like I remember the adults that must have came across these videos and or freaking on their own conclusion were like, but then if they came to it on their own conclusion, then they would have understood, like, I didn't want to hang out with a 50-year-old man all the time. Okay? Even though I'm not saying that, you know, they had any type of bad, ill intentions. I didn't want to hang out with fucking old men all the time. My friends were talking about sex. My friends were talking about freaking being kids. I didn't want to go hang out with old fucking men all the fucking time. And yet, the things that I thought, not all of my friends were jamming into my head, but they were more like, we don't understand what's going on. But, well, then what's your side of the story? What's this? What's that? But then it was the ones that knew what they were doing because they were being guided by fucking old men. And that's the whole point of me saying I didn't want to hang out, because I started to develop a hatred. Not so much a hatred as a boundary fucking issue, like I would rather not be around yous. Because this is what's causing a whole lot of this. Because nobody's listening to anything that anybody's saying. Because nobody can process it all. And even if they can process it all, yo, man. The freaking point being is, after all of this is said and done, wow. That's why I'm saying to myself right now, I'm like, wow, I'm like after all this time, I'm like, wow, man, you know, just really wow, man. Really fucking wow, man. Because I'm just like, wow, man. There's so much more stuff that starts to go down shortly after that, and that's like, you know, that's like right before I get a car. That's literally as I get the car, and then that's like continued up until like literally like, okay, so people think I'm a piece of shit. Meanwhile, I'm still being fucking drunk. Like, from the time that I was little, I wasn't getting sleep and going to school every day. Every day. I mean, there was times that I took off fucking literally from school. But every fucking, all the fucking times that it was like, well, why ain't Anthony in school? Because he's fucking sleeping. And if he wasn't sleeping, he was over-energized from the fact that he was still a growing fucking kid. But the bottom line is that when it started getting older, into the older years of school, that's when I literally started sleeping. Taking off of school just to go to sleep. I'm sick. I can't come in. That's it. And going back to bed. Because I literally fell asleep 20 minutes before the fucking alarm clock went off. All the time. All the fucking time. Every time that one of my friends seen me in school, I had so little sleep in my system 85% of the fucking time. It's not even funny. Wow. Just freaking wow. Just wow. Just freaking wow. 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 All the stuff that's going through my head is wow. Just wow. Because I think about like all the side talks and the flash memories of like who people were talking about, and not exactly so much as like defined names. And it's just like, I remember a few mental checks that I put out there, and it's like, wow. So this person see, I'm not even going to go into, because that's the whole thing. It's like they were on to so many people's, and they were good ideas. They were just on to fucking so many different people's thinking that they were fucking smart. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, wow, man. Wow, man. Wow, man. That's what I'm saying. It's like only in a few short years, around about that time, my cousin ends up, if after I made my confirmation, I know that my cousin made her communion. And I think it was maybe like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like damn. It's like right around that same time period, they were like, they were trying to freaking, wow, man. And then the merger happens between the two families, and that's where that starts to pick up from there. But then it doesn't pick up until, it doesn't really truly pick up, even though it's all underway. It doesn't truly pick up until as before and as of me getting my first car. That's why I'm saying it's like the I've mentioned before, like the time that I was told that they drowned me in the swimming pool right in front of my father. The man looked like Sean Allen. The kid looked like the kid that I considered to be Loki, which a certain name was given, which then turns out more than likely it was this motherfucker, because of the first fucking thing, the first time that they tried to set up, and that was before the freaking signing of the contracts. What was I, like 8? I think I was 8 years old. And the girl that they tried to fucking set me up with. Now, when me and my friend were going over this person in particular that supposedly is dead, this guy named David Lee. Now, there was a few different David Lees that I met. This David Lee, I'm thinking, is the one. There's almost no doubt. There's almost no doubt. There's no doubt in my head that this is the David Lee that said he was Frank Gallo. That's why I'm saying it's like, and then it puts him in the right fucking place all the fucking time at the same time, fucking, because of where the fucking located one. That's why I'm saying it's like, wow. And then it's to think like, oh wow, this person passed away, bullshit. And then he's real good friends with the fucking, wow. And then I'm saying, wow. And then that fucking ties into the money that fucking, was masked in the bank accounts that this person set up. It's like, wow, man, because that was the person that was there the first time that I got fucking set up, and the first time that they tried to fucking kill me. The person that set up the bank accounts for me was there the first fucking time that they tried to fucking kill me, and fucking, or yeah, mainly, yeah, the very first time. That was right before I entered into fucking kindergarten. I think that's exactly it, or was it a little after? The point being, and then let's not forget about the snuff films, and let's not about that fucking I was gonna be the shining star of, and then it was like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, let's not forget all of that shit. But the point being is that, it's like, so then later on, me and this person that tried to fucking was also tried, somewhat used to set me up, then there's a thing that goes down there, and it's like, it's bullshit. This is fucking bullshit. Which then, at some point, it somehow leads into the money thing because of the sheriff's department and signing the witness statement against the motherfucker who said he did something that was going to set me up, my family up, which was also his family, and then a whole bunch of other families up at the same time. But meanwhile, after signing the witness statement, writing the witness statement, signing the witness statement, they had me sign a witness protection form because fucking they have fucked up issues, man. So the whole fucking thing was actually being fucking designed from... That's why I'm saying it's like bullshit. Wrong place at the right time. Come on. Right place at the wrong time. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like, really. So then everything would fall back onto me, right? So then everything would fall back onto me while these people squeak through the fucking squeak through the back door, right? Right. Meanwhile, little do I realize that there are developing crushes from people. Wow, man. And that's why I'm saying it's like, and then the jealousy, and then because that's where it starts anyways. A lot of it is the jealousy, and a lot of it was control issues, and a lot of it was fucking, and it goes on. But the main thing is that, right, that's why I say it's like, it's real interesting that all of a sudden, and then, let's not forget about the little girl that passed away in 3rd grade, and, me sitting right next to her as she was basically passing away. And it's like, and then, the family that got blamed for the kittens being chopped up and put at the back doors of 3 of the kids that didn't show up to the funeral. One of those kids being me, and then let's not forget, all the other fucking crazy, absolute batshit fucking nut whacked out shit that is tossed onto that little kid's fucking plate, meaning little kid me's plate, with people that were already in place but already jammed up from certain things that were freaking things that are not written in contracts. They are verbal contracts that freaking cannot be broken, right? In their fucking culture. So it's like, wow. Let's just see if he can figure out all the things that he's already talking about in videos that he hasn't made yet.